It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. Let's get out of here. Aye. Yeah, cheers, guys. Got my Rapture helmet on. End of the world coffee. No warning this time, but not an aggressive slurp. 2 scoops of hallelujah, 1 scoop of praise the Lord. Let's just talk openly. Got my Rapture helmet on. Like I said, I think I said it already. I don't know what's going on. Let's get out of here, bud. Let's go. Where's my hockey stick? Okay, I just want to repeat myself again. Be a little bit open here. We're just talking in the living room. We're a little scattered here. Repeating a few things. Bringing up a couple new things. I even forget what I say in my videos sometimes. I wanted to highlight this. So Moses was 120 years old. I said this in a video, but like I said, we forget these things. Moses was 120 years old when he died in the wilderness, and Aaron was 123. Okay, 23. Who takes over? Joshua. Joshua is a type and shadow of Christ. Okay, Joshua, the 6th book in the Old Testament, and they go over the Jordan. When? Near Passover. Yeah. All right. So I'm most excited about the Passover season. I know we're in March right now, and I know people are looking at March 22nd and March 23rd, and certainly I am looking at that too. I want to get out as fast as possible, but I think somewhere close to the Passover season is my best guess. Lazarus also, very interesting timing for Lazarus. I think according to John 11, it talks about Jesus talks about 12 hours in a day. That's John 11 verse 9, and so it also mentions in John 12 verse 2 where Lazarus has a meal 6 days with Jesus before Passover. So I think he was raised. We almost know that he was probably raised between Hanukkah and Passover, but very likely close to Passover, probably between when there's 12 hours in a day and Passover. So if we translate that to now, I would say it's somewhere in the last part of March. So if we're looking at a Lazarus rapture, then there you go, last part of March, the last chunk of March, anytime in there. So that there's that. And then, okay, so that's one thing I wanted to talk about. Another thing I wanted to talk about, oh yeah, some people left some awesome comments in my last video when I was talking about DNA. You know, there's 23 chromosomes and everything like that. Okay, was it John 20? Or was it John chapter 2? It was John chapter 2. Yeah, I like it. We're just hanging out, guys. I don't even know what I'm going to say. I mean, I got lots of notes here. John chapter 2, they're talking about the temple. And this is verse 20. Then the Jews said, "It has taken 46 years to build this temple, and will you raise it up in 3 days?" But he was speaking of the temple of his body. Okay, remember? 23 chromosomes, 2023, 2 times 23 is 46 chromosomes, 23 from dad, 23 from mom. And here we are, we have a 46-year connection with the temple. But then he clarifies and says, but he was speaking of the temple of his body. Okay, we've got 46 chromosomes, 2023, and then what happens in chapter 2, verse 23, he's talking about Passover and Jesus doing miracles in Passover. Coincidence? I think not. So thank you. There's a few people that commented on that particular theme in my DNA video a couple of days ago. Really appreciate that. Thank you very much. We've got a 2023 connection with the age of Moses and Aaron. So cool. All right. Another thing that I wanted to mention too was in Joshua. There is some real cool connections. So Joshua, again, being the 6th book, maybe that represents 6,000th year, like entering into the millennial reign situation. If you go to Joshua chapter 2, verse 23, what does it say? It's pretty exciting. So the 2 men returned, descended from the mountain, and crossed over. And they came to Joshua, but they came to Yeshua, Jesus, basically, type and shadow of Jesus, the son of Nun, and told him all that had befallen them. And they said to Yeshua, basically, "Truly the Lord has delivered all the land into our hands, for indeed all the inhabitants of the country are faint-hearted because of us." Very cool stuff there. What does Joshua 4:23 say, which could represent the year? So 2:23 could represent 2023, 4:23 could represent 2023. Let's go. "But the Lord your God dried up the waters of the Jordan before you until you had crossed over as the Lord your God did to the Red Sea, which he dried up before us until we had crossed over. So they're kind of doing a review of what just happened. Verse 24, that all the peoples of the earth may know the hand of the Lord, that it is mighty, and that you may fear the Lord your God forever. Yep, 24, representing next year maybe. Okay, what does Joshua 6:23 say? It's pretty cool. 23 could represent the year. And the young men who had been spies went in and brought out Rahab, her father, her mother, her brothers, and all that she had. So they brought out all her relatives and left them outside the camp of Israel. Type and shadow of us? I think so. Verse 24, what happens? But they burn the city. Verse 24, they burn the city. What happened in verse 23? They took out Rahab and her family. Let's get out of here in 23. But again, Joshua goes over right around the Passover season. Okay, so that's that. I mean, there's tons of stuff I wanted to say. What else did I want to say here? Okay, I wanted to talk about Jupiter. Maybe I'll show it on a stellarium another time. I mean, yeah, I'll do it another time. But basically, Jupiter and the sun are in conjunction on April 8th. When I say conjunction, they're real close to each other in Pisces. And, all right, get this. The Revelation 12 sign, okay? September 23rd, 2017. If you had 2,023 days from that, it gets you to this conjunction. I'm going to call it conjunction when the sun and Jupiter are in Pisces, okay? 2,023 days from the Revelation 12 sign. Is that not cool or what? What day is this? That's Resurrection Sunday. What? 2,023 days from the Revelation 12 sign gets you to Resurrection Sunday in 2023 in Pisces. What? Okay, if you minus 12 years from this date, of this Resurrection Day, you get the sun and Jupiter basically in conjunction in the exact same spot. And Revelation 12, let's read it. Revelation 12, verse 5. She bore a male child who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron, and her child was caught up to God and his throne. Okay, Revelation 12, verse 5. Okay, so 12 years ago, we had in 2011, or right around the exact same date, I think it's April 6th. You know what? Maybe I'll just try and take some snapshots and put it in this video later. It might be easier that way. But basically, almost exactly 12 years ago, there was a Sun and Jupiter conjunction in the Pisces area. I'm just going to call it conjunction. Sun, Jupiter, Pisces, 12 years ago. From Resurrection Sunday of this year. Okay? Now, the Revelation 12 sign was 5.5 years ago. So Revelation 12 verse 5 is our rapture verse. Okay? 5 years ago was the Revelation 12 sign, and 12 years ago was this conjunction. Are you getting me? It's crazy.
Wow. I didn't know there was that much to know.
It's fun stuff, man. It's fun stuff. That deserves a slurp. It's the end of the world. How is the economics going? It's going bad. Okay. How's the war stuff going? It's heating up. How's the, everybody changing their, what they are, if they're an it or a what, or, that's getting, okay, everything's going the way it should be. Everything's not falling apart. It's falling into place. Okay. It is the end of the world. And this is the kind of stuff we would expect to see. There's more things I can say and bring up again, but I just wanted to leave you with that and talk about those things. There are so many types and shadows and dates and things to consider. I think the Bible will prove itself out at the very end when we're up there in the clouds. We're going to go back and look at the math and say it all makes sense. Right now, we can only see what we can see as humans. But when we're on the other side, we're going to read that Bible. We're going to know. We're going to get it. We're going to understand it. But I think we're so close, guys. Another fun thing, 2030, if that's the second coming, 20 divided by 30 is 0.666666. Are you kidding me? I mean, You're not going to get the same answer with 20 divided by 31. You know what I'm saying? I was going to get a calculator and get that figured out. Maybe you guys can tell me what 20 divided by 31 is. It's not 0.6666. It's something else. Okay, guys, get tight with Christ. Okay? Enter into a relationship with him. He loves you. He wants to hang out with you forever. And I can't wait to see you guys in the clouds. Hopefully it's very soon. For me, my favorite scenario is somewhere in the Passover or before Passover season, okay? That's what I'm looking at. If we're still here after Passover, then okay, I guess we'll hop on the second Passover train. But I'm hoping it's very soon. Of course, I know you guys are too. All right, go Jesus, go. See you in the clouds. One day closer. Adios. Talk soon.
Hallelujah, I'll see